Hey, what's up guys? Jose here, shreddedDad.com. In today's video, I'm reviewing the GMWD seal row bench. And as you can tell, this thing is way taller than a regular weight bench, and there's a reason for that. Whenever you do seal rows, you want to make sure you have enough space on the bottom so that your weight plates aren't touching the floor whenever you get a good stretch at the bottom of the exercise. That's the reason this thing is 37 inches in height. Now, this thing is going to take up a lot more space than I usually like in my garage gym. As you can see, I have a lot of things on the wall. I like to get stuff off the floor, and this is something that's actually going to take up a lot of space. So if you don't have a lot of space in your garage gym, then this may not be an option for you. This thing is 62 inches long by 55 inches wide, 37 inches in height. So it is going to take up some space. If you have the space for it, then why the hell not? This thing is awesome to isolate the upper back and the middle back muscles. So I'm going to start right here at the top with the padding area. The pad here is 54 inches long, 11 inches wide, and about 2 inches in thickness. So it's very comfortable. Whenever I lay down here face down, I have weight pulling down on me. Feels good on my chest. The padding itself, it's firm, but at the same time it gives a little bit whenever I push down on it. And the upholstery is very nice, doesn't wrinkle at all, and the stitching is very well made. Now right at the bottom of the pad here, right at the bottom of the frame here, there's a piece of hard plastic that's there for a reason. And the reason for that is so that whenever I bring my bar up to the bottom of the pad here or the frame, it's not making metal on metal contact. So my bar is protected, and then the frame of the bench is also protected. So that's a good thing that I like that they put on there. Gives protection to both pieces of equipment, so if anything happens, it'll hit that plastic and there's no damage to either piece of equipment. Now here at the front, you have a pair of J-cups on each side. You got two here, two on the other side, one's taller than the other one, and the reason for that is to accommodate people of different heights. So somebody that's taller, has longer limbs, can use the bottom one. Somebody that's shorter can use the top part here. Now this here is made of hard plastic and it's screwed on to the frame here. Here's what the front feet look like. You have an anti-slip rubber cover on this side, rubber cover on the other side, and then a band peg right in the middle. Now this thing I think they should improve on, just because anytime I move the bench, one of these is going to pop out. It just slips out. Again, nothing major, but it's just annoying to have to put it back in all the time anytime I move it. So if you want to get something like this, you want to make sure you keep it in a more permanent location so you don't have to deal with moving it all the time and these things popping out. Now right in between the rubber covers, you have a band peg. Now this thing has a pin, so it's removable. I can remove it, I can put it back in, and then I can pin it down, and it's not going anywhere. Now, the whole point behind the band peg is to use resistance bands. You connect them here, connect them to your bar, and then you can use accommodating resistance for the exercises, making them harder at the top of the movement. Now, on the other side of the bench, you have one leg. So this thing has a triangular design, one leg on the back, two legs on the front. Now you have weight horns here. The weight horns are there for two reasons. Number one, the obvious would be to put weight plates on there, so that adds more stability to the bench. You can also use that as storage. And then also you can use that as a step to hop onto the top of the bench. Ideally, when using a seal row bench, you want to use a seal row bar. And the reason for that is because that bar has an angle, a camber to it, that helps you to prevent hitting the bottom of the bench and also gives you a better contraction in the back muscles. So it'll look similar to this. Of course, this is not a seal row bar, but it will have a camber. Now I use this one over here. This is the Exponent Edge curl bar. It has a camber. So what I do is I use that to my advantage to prevent the bar from hitting the bottom of the bench. Now, if you don't have a bar with a camber, there's other workarounds to it. You can use something like the Kensui Swizzies to attach it to the bar, and then you can pull a little bit further without hitting the bottom of the bench. Or another option would be to use the Angles 90 handles. So you have those options if you don't want to buy a seal row bar and you just have a straight barbell. So now I'll give you my pros and cons. I'll start with the cons. Number one con for me is that this is going to take up a lot of room in a garage gym setting. This is 62 inches long, 55 inches wide, and 37 inches in height. So in a garage gym setting where there's limited space, this is going to be an isolation machine that's going to take up a lot of room. Number two con is that I really can't do anything heavy with dumbbells on this. And the reason for that is because I won't be able to reach the dumbbells because this thing is so high. So this is only going to be mainly for barbells. A few exercises that I can do with dumbbells would be maybe reverse flies, but that would be with very light dumbbells where I can hop on the bench without having to reach down for the dumbbells. So those are my two cons. Now let's go to the pros. Number one pro is that this is a great isolation machine for the upper and middle back muscles. So if you have the space for it, You can use a bar, really hit the upper and middle back area really well. Won't allow you to cheat because everything is being done by your back muscles. Number 2 pro for me would be that the padding is very comfortable. So even when I have a lot of weight and my chest is pinned to the bench here, to the pad, it feels very comfortable. I don't feel like I'm being pressed on real hard. So the 2-inch padding here is very comfortable. And then you have the ability to use bands to use accommodating resistance. So it'll make the exercise more challenging, but at the same time it changes it up so you're not just doing weights with the same resistance. With the resistance band there, you have the ability to pull on the resistance band, adding more challenge to the exercise. So that's my review on the GMWD seal row bench. If you have the space for it, it's a great bench to isolate the upper and middle back muscles. Very comfortable padding. You have the ability to add bands to it to add accommodating resistance. But if you're in a garage gym, this is going to eat up a lot of your space, so it might not be worth it. If you want to learn more about it, I'll leave a link below this video. That link is shreddeddad.com/seal row bench. For more home gym equipment reviews and discounts, don't forget to visit my website, shreddeddad.com. Hit the like button if you like this information. Leave me a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest uploads. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.